Hey guys, Teddy's General. Sorry about that bit of a delay. And another LP update. I apologize for not getting Sonic 3 Knuckles up by the end of the month. It's currently, July 2nd, on the verge of being July 3rd. And I apologize for that. Apparently my HD class was a bit too much than I expected it to be, so that kind of cut back on my Let's Play time. So unfortunately I'm having to postpone another game, which sucks because I really don't want to do an emulated run of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I don't want to be, because whenever you emulate, you always want to abuse save states. For some stupid reason, there's a little nagging in the back of your neck. You didn't get that last Chaos Emerald. You should save state. Yeah. Then you'll get it for sure, no matter how many times you mess up. You'll get that emerald. Just save state. Just go ahead and hit Command F, and you can save state. And I hate that. I hate the feeling that, well, I need to save state here so I can prove that I'm good. Not happening. I'd rather play it naturally, play it how I've been playing it all my life, and, show you the entire game on a cartridge. And yes, Sonic 3 does have that save feature, but I got a feeling my battery probably burn out, so I can no longer save on that game, so awesome. So I'm pissed about that. I'm sorry I haven't done Snatcher yet. School's been keeping me busy to sit down and really play an amazing, long-as-hell game. Which sucks. But, so I'll probably save Sonic 3 for later, or I might just save that until I do another big Sonic month, or whenever I feel like doing Sonic games again. Whenever Sage comes around again, I'll do Sonic. Yeah, I like that. When Sage comes around, I will do Sonic 3. So, yeah, whenever the Sonic Amateur Gaming Expo, expect Sonic 3. I like that. I do. But, so, what am I going to do now? Well, I've got a list of games I want to LP, and, I've actually found a pretty fun series. I know I'm going to definitely LP right off the bat next time I get the chance, probably when I'm back home in Texas. Ben Yahtzee. Everyone knows him from Zero Punctuation. The guy is a genius. He rants, and all of his rants are funny as hell. However, he's also developed games using the amazing Game Maker system on Windows, and he's done a lot of great games. But my favorite of all he's done has been the Chzo Mythos games, and those games in order of release are 5 Days a Stranger, 7 Days a Skeptic, Trilby's Notes, and of course 6 Days of Sacrifice. 5 days, 7 days, and 6 days are all point-and-click adventure games. And depending on how much, some of them have really hard puzzles and just overall trying to figure out where you need to go. And Trilby's Notes is a wonderful text-based game. Whereas you move your character using the directional pads on your keyboard and you open the door. Well, then you type in open door, and Trilby will open up the door for you. Sad thing is, sometimes it's not really clear what they want you to do, so, like, if the door is locked, I tried typing in, use lockpicks. Well, I don't really know what you're talking about. Use lockpicks on door. It sometimes works sometimes. Then eventually boiled down where I just go type in use picks. I have pick lock. It took me 10 to 20 minutes, but I got that door open. Let's go inside. I'm like, I think the worst part in Trilby's Notes is, one of the flashbacks when you're learning more about the prince, who's the servant of the Chzo, but also find more about the African idol that was the main predominant feature of 5 and 7. When the African idol was actually created, you're supposed to get a chisel from one of the deckhands on the ship, and you have to try to talk to deckhand. Well, I'm pretty sure there's cultural barriers, so he can't really well talk to him. Okay, pick up chisel. I'm afraid he cannot do that. Kick deckman. Well, after his hospitality, I really don't think that's the answer. What do you have to do? Point chisel. Then the deckman go, oh, you want this? Well, sure. Well, here you go. Make sure you return it. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing in those games in the order they're released, because that's how you're supposed to play them. People who are new to the Chzo Myths will say, well, why don't I just play it in order? And the chronological order is 5 days, Trilby's Notes, 6 days of Skeptic, then 7 days of Sacrifice. However, because of what the game was about, and I won't spoil anything else outside of the prints and what I told a bit about Trilby's Notes, you have to play him 5 days, 7 days, Notes, then 6 days for it to make any sense. Because if you don't, 6 days will heavily ruin 7 days, and it sucks. So I will be playing all the Chzo Mythos games, and I'm gonna have to figure out what to do, because normally I do, because I've got a MacBook Pro. I do all my record all my emulation using not HyperCam, SnapX Pro X. I recently got Windows onto my Mac, and now it's like, well, I found I can still use SnapX Pro. However, not really sure if I can, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna see if I can get HyperCam running on my Windows portion, use HyperCam instead. Plus, HyperCam would be easier. And plus, with all those games, I basically save wherever I need to. And I know how to do all the most of the puzzles, know all the tricky areas. I'm not guaranteeing no death runs, because I'm going to be honest, it's the only game I know that I will probably die is going to be 7 days, because of a couple of areas that suck. Not gameplay design, it just sucks. So, expect that. Am I going to be doing any more music rhythm games after Beatmania Gotcha Mix? I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, the thing about rhythm games, you can't really do an LP on the entire set list, because, let's face it, people will get bored. So if you're going to do an LP on a rhythm game, I guess I could, just play normal mode and show off how the game's played. But my theory on rhythm games, you played one, you kind of play them all. The only difference between each rhythm game is the, input. DDR uses dance pads. Pump it up, just like DDR, except now there's a button in the middle, and the arrows, instead of doing up, down, left, right, they're now on the diagonals. Beatmania, it's, turntable and seven keys. DJ Max, if you play on the PSP, it's the PSP buttons. Plays like Beatmania. If you play on the computer, it's a Beatmania controller with 2 extra buttons. Poppin' music, Beatmania minus a turntable and 2 other buttons, and now they're about the size of the palm of your hands. Literally, you played one rhythm game, you played them all. I mean, that's it. I can't really show that much of rhythm games. Kart runs, don't know what I'm going to do. I definitely know I will be, my next console LP, I already have a couple ideas console-wise, but for the most part, I've got a pretty good list of emulation titles. So, that's it. While I'm home in Texas, I will probably get to work on my Chzo Mythos LPs, starting off with 5 Days of Skeptic. Don't know if I'm going to be doing my own voiceovers or not. I could. The one that sucks is that one, if I use my normal voice for Trilby, I can't use my normal voice for John Summerland in 7 days. And then I can't do it for Dagob in 6 days. So I can't really use my main voice for the main characters. That will get confusing really fast. So, I don't know. I think I'll just let the text play out on its normal pace over and can read it. And there was a 5th game, but it had nothing to do with the Chzo Mythos at all. So it was just an action stealth game using Trilby 2 years before 5 Days of Stranger. But enough about that. So that's what we can look at. I'll see you guys behind the computer screen whenever I record whatever LP may come next. So until then, guys, I will see you then.